Good morning. I'm on a new job today, a new old job. I'm here to get any weeds out from these gardens. There are a few. I have worked in these gardens before, and it's just they hadn't called me yet for this year, so I'm getting here a little bit late in the season, but somebody's been taking care of it up till now, so I just sort of have to go in and give it a big clean out, I think. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take. It's pretty gray here today. It rained a whole bunch overnight, so the mosquitoes may be bad, but the humidity is supposed to spike a little bit later, so I'd like to get started on this and maybe finish before it gets too obnoxious today. So get started. I don't know if the rain's gonna hold off. I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty gray and the air is pretty misty. What was that? There's something in there. I just want to point out that these weeds are different than the weeds that I was pulling out over in the other gardens. These ones I've showed you before, these get little seeds up and down and they spring open, and these ones, they pull out really easily and they have a very watery stem, It's like an impatient. And I find that these two weeds in particular always grow. I always find these weeds when there's a lot of water in the soil. And maybe shade. I don't know about the shade part, but definitely when I find that soil is more humid in an area, I find these weeds, they pull out very, very easily, but they also seed themselves super easily. And here's just the perfect conditions for it, so. So I need to work in this area next. I just noticed that somebody gave their weeping pine a really nasty haircut. It used to be all down on the ground and beautiful. I don't know who cut that, but it looks pretty awful. That's a shame. It was beautiful. I can see where it's all been cut too. Oh, that's too bad. Somebody that doesn't know what they're doing just comes in, snip, snip, snip. Looks fantastic, but it doesn't look fantastic. Anyway, it's this that should get the trim. This should be, you see, I never used to let it grow taller than that. It's too much here because it's got a big tree behind it too, and it's taking over the pine here. Yeah, because I was just trying to use the willow before as a bit of a privacy screen from the pathway between the neighbor. Yeah, somebody did a really bad hack job here. Yikes. Anyway, I guess it's what they wanted, so what's done is done. Whoa, snake! I don't know if you can see it. Where'd he go? There was a snake just here. I'd rather find it now than when I stick my hand in a plant. I don't know where he went. He was black and yellow. He's gonna make me jump if I see it move right now. Anyway. Good to know. Snake's in there somewhere. At least I know it's a harmless garter snake and not a rattling snake or anything more dangerous. I see him. He's taking off that way. Got a good little hiding spot in here anyway, so I'll get this cleaned up a little bit and hopefully it's the only snake. It's not too bad over here, but I just try to keep it looking a little bit nice for the neighbors. It's their side that sees it. So anyway, yeah, I'll go get my clippers. Okay, I'm going to start with this willow. If I look back, I'm going to cut it just a little bit higher than the poor weeping pine. It looks horrible. Anyway, sorry, keep getting distracted. It's not fantastic, but it at least gives the weeping pine a bit of space, a bit of room to breathe. I don't want to touch it too much. It would be better to do it a different time. I don't want to leave just a big bare patch, but it would be better to cut. I'm gonna have to come back and cut some of these all the way back down to the ground, and hopefully that'll encourage new growth, like over here, that comes straight up from the ground and then can start over again, because this has gotten too big. It's too woody now for what it's meant to be doing. So anyway, I'm just gonna trim up these spireas so that we can see if there are any more snakes. And then I've got a couple of gardens around the trees over here. So I've got this cleared out and trimmed. My camera ran out of battery, so I just did that quickly and I trimmed these. So I'm just gonna quickly turn earth and then go under the tree. So I'm not sure what kind of tree this is. I have a few ideas, but it grows little fruits. So I'm not sure. See, there's another one. This could be a black walnut or is it a butternut? I'm gonna have to see when they come out. I can see it. I don't know how bad it is. Perhaps I'd go have a little look. Around the pool there's a glass fence, and there's usually birds that fly into that glass fence, which is pretty sad. I did ask them to put some decals on it to make it a bit more visible to the birds, because once those hostas are cut back, there's nothing on the other side, so it looks like you can fly right through. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my stuff and have a little poke around the back. So this needs a nice little, what's back there? There's something in there. I don't know what's in there either. It's fun. But I saw movement right in here. I gotta dig this. I guess I'll be finding out what's in there. Huh, fun. So yeah, there's rocks under the hostas. It's just this corner. The hostas have actually grown quite a bit. Oh. So I guess they're solarizing the ground over there, which means they put down a black tarp to kill the weeds underneath. And then I'm not sure what's going on. I think somebody put some weed killer on this. So I'm not going to touch that just yet. I'll let that sit through a few more rainfalls. I did try to talk him out of it, but he was pretty adamant that he was going to put some poison shit. Excuse my language. So just here. This is where there's usually dead birds. Tree. Oh. This isn't too bad this time. See, it usually looks like the other side of the glass fence. But they've been keeping it under control for a few years on this side. So and in here there's usually a tomato plant and some strawberries. I see the strawberry plant, so I don't know if they produce strawberries, but I'll definitely clean this up for them in case they want to plant. So that's it for the backyard. Pretty easy peasy. I will start in the garden here where there was movement of some sort. I'm going to start in one corner and work my way that way. If there is anything under here, which I know there is. Whoa, okay, snake. See him? Okay, you don't need to go back into the bushes. See? At least I know that he's a buddy and he's more scared of me than I am of him, but okay, it's better than finding like a giant rat. I did come and check this part out, and I saw that they've sprayed a lot, so gloves back on for this part. I did a quick evaluation of the other side, and it's gonna be almost, if not an all-day job, so that's gonna be extra if I have to go that side of the fence. I didn't touch it last year, I know I didn't, because it was out of control, and this year, as you can see, it's still out of control a bit. The big problem was that there was another boxwood there, very mature, but it died and it got pulled out, and where it was pulled out from never got patched up with the landscape fabric and more rocks, so grass blew in and weeds blew in, and it was a nightmare to take care of. So I had to explain that because of the changes in the garden, I wasn't willing to take care of that, because it's a really big job when you're just passing by for a bi-weekly visit. So that looks better. I'm gonna go over to the pool zone, because I'm pretty well done. I just have a little bit to do on the deck, but so it's this. This is where the bush was taken out. It's gonna be a mad job to remove vines from this one day. I'm not taking that on. I know what's coming. So this is nice and sodded now. It wasn't like that before. Here they were solarizing, so they put down material which suffocates anything growing underneath, grass, weeds, whatever. I think they've left it down a bit too long, because weeds are now growing on top of what they're using to solarize with, so it would probably be a good time for them to deal with this. They've got the burrs growing. This is what catches your dog. They go in the fur, the little balls. They've got such a pretty flower, and the bees love them, and some vetch. Few trees poking through. If I had to do all this, this reminds me of that other house that I just did, and my hands are still hurting from. Yeah, this would take me a full day to weed every bit of rock garden here. Doesn't look like much, but I tell you, I know these things. You have to get all this, and it's all starting to go to seed. This is bindweed. This has gone to seed. Ooh, I can't even pull that. Ugh. Hey, friendly little ladybug. A proper one. This one's red, not orange. That's a proper ladybug. You don't see many of those anymore. Beautiful. So you get trees growing into the pool. So you see, that's a lot of work. I wouldn't have to touch this, but just, I know all these rocks, they take forever. So that's it. I'm gonna clean up and just go pull a few quick weeds, and then that'll be me done for today. So thanks for joining me, and you may see this place again, and it may be sooner than you think. So anyway, have a great day.